Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tex Malt Saloon. I'm Jay Charbonnet, your local maltster and whiskey connoisseur. Today we're going to be taking a look at a distillery down in South Austin called Fierce Whiskers. And Fierce Whiskers broke ground in 2018, started doing production in 2019, and it's got a really cool story. It's these two guys that grew up together, got into the energy business for a little while, and then decided that they'd make a distillery that was really focusing on sustainability, traceability, and things like that, which I think is really, really interesting. Also, a lot to do with transparency, being able to show you exactly how they make things, exact recipes, things like that. Something that's really interesting about this distillery is that number one, it was built entirely about being environmentally conscious, which I think is really, really important, especially in this industry. Their rick house that they have made is a specially designed one that helps temper the climate of Texas, which we know can kind of produce really serious oak bombs, like we like to say, or they can give you some, more harsh flavors earlier on in the whiskey maturation process. So what is so special about this is that they have designed their whole rickhouse about being able to produce longer matured whiskeys without developing these really kind of harsh and intense flavors as certain other distilleries will do. So I think that's really cool and really interesting. So let's go ahead and just get right into the nose of it. I really like the bottle on this. It sort of reminds me of like a old saloon back in the day. So we'll take a look at the color. And the color is a little bit lighter than you would expect from something 3 years old. And again, that's just probably part of their whole rickhouse situation, which is just making things mature at a little bit of a lesser rate, which is kind of an interesting thing. You definitely get sort of your very traditional bourbon flavors here on the nose. We're talking butterscotch, maple, with a little bit of slight hint of peach. All right, well, let's get to the important part of this, which is how this guy tastes. Initially, there's a really nice creamy vanilla. The mouthfeel on it is very easy to go down. Not a lot of really harsh, intense flavors there, which is really kind of nice. It'll be interesting to see how this will evolve in the future, how things will look in at 5, 6, 7 years down the road compared to just 3 years right now, which is really got a lot of good flavors in there. Very, very approachable. There's definitely a small hint of coconut in the background running around. Also has a little bit of what they sort of describe as like the Texas funk, which has a little bit of more grain forward taste compared to your traditional bourbons, which will be a lot of sweet things. This has a little bit more balance of sweet and a little bit of savory on top of it. All right, so in order to talk about the finish, we're gonna have to have another drink of it. And the finish is definitely more on the medium side there. There's not a lot of long, lingering flavors that kind of come out further along as you relax your palate. I would say there's just hints of chocolate. And this is something that I think is really, really easy and approachable for people that are into bourbons in general, but maybe haven't taken the step to quite go into the Texas bourbon scene. So this is pretty easy to find and around $50. It's a really great deal in my opinion, and it's something that's definitely different and unique in its own way. Just want to say thanks for you guys for watching and we really appreciate it. I would say if you ever get a chance to check out this distillery, it's got beautiful views. The tap room is fantastic, and they use their own made spirits. They have a vodka, rum, and a gin. So something for a little bit of everybody. Also, someplace you can take the kids, let them go run around in the yard. They have great live music as well. So for Fierce Whiskers, I say definitely give it a shot. And thanks so much. You guys have a good one, and I'll have another one.